Get in my car and I drive. Where do you drive? I drive out in the country. Well, what are you looking at? Clouds. You know, so back then I learned to think differently than other people. Because no matter what anybody ever says, you know, they'll say, hey, look, I'm no different than you. That's a classic statement people like to say. That's bullshit. I am different than you. And you're different than her. And you're different than him. Everybody's different than everybody else. It's for us to determine what that difference is that drives us. And whatever that difference is that drives us, that's passion. You find that passion and you build your life on that. All right. I was given a weight set that following year and started training, got bigger, got stronger, found something to do. You know, a year after that, I'm in a powerlifting gym. I don't have to worry about the friends that are beating me up anymore because I'm not even around them. You know, I'm around 30-year-old dudes, 20-year-old guys who are powerlifters showing me how to squat, bench, deadlift. All right, within a year, I'm the strongest son of a bitch in school. Now all of a sudden, they're not messing with me anymore. I all of a sudden became the guy you don't fuck with. All right, and I wasn't fighting. The fighting stopped. All right, it was like instant respect. Okay, that gave me freedom from the bullshit. I'm not going to say it solved problems, because in some ways it just created new ones. But it became my, you know, my walls, you know, my sanctuary, my passion. It became my way of life. It became my way to connect, you know, to where now people were coming to me even then for advice. I graduated high school, and this is single ply gear. I can't believe I got to go into all this crap with powerlifting. Single ply gear, you know, no high squatting, a USPF, one federation, you know, with a 700-pound squat, 500 bench, and a 680 deadlift. Or, I'm sorry, 640 deadlift, and 242s in high school. Okay, obviously there was a strong passion for training. I loved it, you know, and it helped with the football. It definitely helped with football. I ended up being a football captain, which I cared less about because I didn't like the people I was playing with. But it gave me that respect, I guess what you can say. And I'm pretty sure that if you go back through, and I'll come out and say it, I'm a meathead. You know, I'll say it the same as anybody else. You go back through any meathead, you're going to find the same type of scenario. You're going to find the same type of conditioning. You know, there's something that brought the most successful lifters, bodybuilders, or in any individual sport. There's something that put those people there. And I don't know what it is. All right? Something in their mind, in society, in their upbringing that drove them to a sport that was individual instead of team. All right? The most successful ones are the ones that you could say are a little whacked in the head. Okay? That's because they have that, there's passion, there's something that drives them. But the thing with passion that needs to be understood, you harness it, you harness everything. You have everything. All right? You need to find out what your passion is. I can't tell you what that is, but I can tell you we only go through this world once. All right? And if you're doing something you don't like to do, well then you know what? Don't do it. Find what that is and do that. There you'll find your happiness. There you'll find your money. There you'll find whatever you want. Okay? Because when that passion's there, critics don't mean shit. You're too focused on getting to that door that's back there. This guy can say whatever he wants. Whatever, dude. Okay? In the real world, that's optimal situation. With passion, we do have ups and downs, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You know, there's times where your passion won't be as strong, then all of a sudden he starts saying things, you're like, oh man. You know, it throws you off. Okay, that's where you need to refocus. You know, is this still my passion? Is this still what I should, has it changed? You know, I'm not saying that, you know, one person's passion is, you know, established when you're 9 and is going to stay the same until you're 50. It doesn't matter what that is. And I'm not saying that your passion can be one thing. You should have passion for the person that you're with, for your kids, for your job, you know, for whatever that role is. You know, there's room in everybody's life to be passionate about multiple things. What I am saying is, you know, if you're spending all your time bitching and complaining about how a certain thing sucks, change it. You know, and find where that is. But what you need to realize with passion is it's a double-edged sword. What will build you will cut you. Okay, what will make you stronger will cut you down. Okay? It's a fine line. You know, I call it blast and dust. Okay, there's